Hello, I'm Anja and this will be the first video of a little series on sheet music publishing. This video will be about publishing your own compositions or public domain arrangements. The other two will be about publishing arrangements on copyrighted songs the official way and last the easy way. I originally wanted to do them in a different order, but as there are people interested in publishing their own works, I changed it. As I already said, there are limitations on what I'm going to say in this video. You can only choose the way of publishing for your own compositions or public domain arrangements. A composition becomes public domain as soon as the composer is dead for more than 70 years. Everything else is copyrighted and cannot be used this way or be claimed as yours. If you paid attention to the latest copyright fines, you might know that this is taken very seriously. If you've composed something with someone else, you have to make sort of a contract with this person that puts you in charge of the publishing. There are different ways on publishing sheet music, and the easiest would be to do self-publishing. The advantage of self-publishing is that you can publish everything. No one will select. You get 100% of the revenue and you keep all the rights. To give a little overview on the rights stuff, you don't have to register anything anywhere to get something copyrighted. Everything you write is automatically copyrighted by you. You can decide how to publish and what to do with arrangements on your piece by other people. If you don't like an arrangement, you can simply prohibit it and the arranger won't be allowed to do anything public with it. You can also register your music in a collecting society to earn some money when someone else performs your piece in public or records it. You can also place restrictions on the use of your music, for example, no use on political events. If you go with self-publishing, you have to deal with the sales yourself and also deal with different currencies. You're responsible for the advertising and you decide what range your customers have. Your own country, all countries with the same currency, or the whole world. You can of course also try to get a publisher to publish new music. This is a little difficult because a publisher of course only wants to sell the good stuff. They check your music or give it to a performer who will check it for them, and if they don't like it, you literally have no chance. If you manage to get a publisher, that of course puts a quality stamp on your works. If you compare the rest to self-publishing, the revenue is quite bad because you usually only get a commission of about 10 to 15%. Concerning the rights, you at least give away the publishing right. Sometimes all rights, but that mostly happens in the songs department. If that happens, you can still earn money with your music, but that's all. But no matter what, the publishing right will be gone if you go with a publisher. The quality stamp is not the only upside of having a publisher. He of course takes care of all the sales and does some advertising on your piece. That could lead to a much higher sales number than you'd have with self-publishing, meaning it's most likely that you earn more money with a 10 to 15% commission than you'd earn with self-publishing and 100%. The range of most publishers is worldwide, but that needs to be checked before you get in touch with one. The easiest way to get in touch with a publisher is to know someone who has connections to publishers. But also you can just send them your stuff and ask if they're interested. Most publishers have a little note on their website that says that they're always interested in new music, so basically that's not much of a problem. If you compare these two options, you see that they're quite oppositional. So the ideal way would be something in between, and the great news is there actually is a third option. Now we need a third column, and I put this between self-publishing and the publisher because it literally is a mix of these two. The middle way would be to go with S&P Press, which is the composer access to Sheet Music Plus. As Sheet Music Plus belongs to Herr Leonard, this is basically going with the publisher too, just without contract. Like in self-publishing, you can publish all you want. No one will select anything, except for the customers, of course. And you also keep all the rights, literally all of them. You don't even give away the publishing right. So you can still sell or give away your stuff anywhere else. You get a commission of 45%, which is pretty okay. S&P Press takes care of all the sales issues and also of paying you. That's kind of an automatic stuff. As S&P Press is a download-only option, you can't sell printed versions here. But the advantage of not giving away the publishing right is that you could deal with this yourself. You can get printed versions of your music and sell them when you go to, for example, master courses where you can present your own compositions or whatever occasions you have. Your music won't really be advertised by S&P Press. It could happen that someone who just bought or watched a piece similar to yours gets suggested your piece too. But except for that, you have to do most of the advertising yourself. Sheet Music Plus is of course on a worldwide basis. I don't know if there are any countries where you can't use it, but it's basically meant to be worldwide. An additional upside of S&P Press is that there is a composer competition each year. But once you've registered, you will automatically get an email as soon as it starts. As I am publishing with S&P Press, I'm now going to show you how that works. Before you upload the piece, you should give it a proper layout, so annotation software is recommended. I personally have been using Sibelius for more than 10 years now, and I'm pretty happy with it. S&P Press only accepts PDF, so there has to be some way to create a PDF out of your score. Then we log into S&P Press. If you don't have an account yet, you can create one by clicking the link in the description. You select Add a Product, and then you can choose Add My Own Composition or Add a Public Domain Arrangement. As you might have seen, there is an option for arrangements on copyrighted songs too, but this will be the subject of the third video. In this case, I pick Add a Public Domain Arrangement because the piece I'm uploading is based on the melodies of 2 German folk songs. You add the PDF and a title. I recommend to always use the same content in the title. That makes it easier for possible customers to search for your music because they know what to search for. You can also add the price already. If you don't know which price you can demand, you can get help from the S&P Press frequently asked questions. There is detailed information on what's usually demanded for which piece. Then I have to verify the rights, and I strongly recommend to not lie there if you don't want to get banished. I pick Public Domain Arrangement again and add a description on what I did with the public domain songs. If you chose Add My Own Composition, you of course don't have to describe anything here. On the next page I can add the description on the song, and I also recommend to do it in a similar way on all your pieces. I think you figure out how much to write. Don't write too little, but also don't write too much. and here you can also add a YouTube link. Then I have to give some more information by choosing of given options. I pick piano solo, sheet music single, and as level advanced intermediate. Then I can choose up to 5 more options, such as music style, holidays the piece is written for, or some other occasions it fits in. And finally I click submit and the piece is listed in my products list. The status is modified although the piece is new, and that means it's not on Sheet Music Plus yet. If you modify the description later, it will also be in status modified, but it will still be available for purchase in the previous version. You can also replace the PDF later if you did some changes to your music. The processing is supposed to take up to 24 hours. In my case, it has been mostly 12 hours. As soon as it is online, you get a notification email that looks like this, and you're done. You can now add the link to your YouTube video. So people who like it and want to play it too will buy your music. If you have already published something with a publisher, you should check your contracts before using S&P Press if you don't want to get problems later. Now it's up to you to choose which of the 3 ways on publishing you want to go. So I say bye.